All right, now I'm going to go over this third interface. Let me remind you that I'm in my folder called Books, in my folder called Book Read, and I've already done videos for Select List and for hover stories. Now I'm going to do image link stories. I've already got it open. And remember, image-link-stories.html is going to climb inside of this directory called box and access the smile.bitmap file for the shortcut icon and the HTML for each book. The HTML has the image of the book cover and an MP3 audio file underneath it. Okay, so this is what it looks like. The previous one, if you hovered over the image, it would play the story, but as soon as you would leave the image with your mouse, the story would immediately stop. And then you would have to actually hover over the image again to start the story again. And it would start at the beginning every time. It wouldn't resume where you left off at. This time you click. So if you click this first thing,
Well, hi there.
I don't know if you heard that or not, but it automatically played and it said, "Well, hi there." This actually wasn't a book. It was just an initial example. But if I go to a book,
It's me, Zambolina, at tryouts today.
there you
In the
go,
old opera
and
house
it's
with
just
my
reading
clerks.
away. If you go to another story, it starts at the beginning.
It's me, Zambolina, at tryouts.
See, you can go back and forth, and every time you click on one,
Tryouts. Much to his surprise.
it starts at the beginning. Okay, so let's go over the code real quick. You got your doc type declaration, your HTML tag, your head tag, your meta char set equals UTF-8, your title, which says image link stories, which you can see up here in the tab, image link stories. This link gives us the smiley face icon up here in the tab. Link rel equals shortcut icon. href equals box /smile.bmp. Type equals image /x icon. Let's look at the styles for this really quick. In the style tags for the body, we have padding 0 pixels and margin 0 pixels auto. For the images, which is the IMG tag, we have a height set to 50 pixels and width 50 pixels. That's what gives each of these images this little tiny thumbnail appearance. The iframe, right over here to the left, we gave an ID of TV2. We gave the styles to that border 10 pixels pink outset, height 450 pixels, and it looks like I Z'd out the width. Can't remember why I Z'd out the width. Let me put the width back and see what difference it makes. Oh, that just gives me more room
There once was a princess.
for the various images. For the some of these books are wider than others.
Little princess, beauty and.
Okay, well, I like the width what it is. It gives a nicer space for the different sized covers. So, all right, width 400 pixels, margin 0 pixels, and float left. So that's everything for this iframe right here with the ID of TV. I have another ID called Purple Box, and that's actually wrapping everything together. As you can see, it's very light. It's almost difficult to differentiate between the pink, but we've got a purple border wrapping everything up. And 10 pixels purple ridge, background color pink, float left. And I did the same thing for this. Let's see, why did I Z out the width? Oh, of course I like this width better. A set width means that my little thumbs right here, if you try to make the window smaller or larger, it's not a liquid layout. It's a static layout, but it keeps these from flowing underneath the iframe. So I'm going to keep the width set to 690. If you want to create a liquid layout, you go right ahead. This particular style set doesn't give me that. The field set has a padding of 3 pixels, and each of these images is residing inside of a field set without a legend. I've got an ID set to small, and I believe I put that ID on the field set. The display is set to inline. There's the end of the styles, so let's close the style tag up, hide all that junk, and we'd have nothing else in the head, so we can close the head too while we're at it. Here's the opening body tag, and here is the outer div that nests all the other stuff inside. Div ID purple box. And I called it a purple box, I guess only because it's containing all the other stuff, and I gave it a purple border. Alright, for every book, wait, before we get to the books, here's the iframe on the left. This is where when we click on the image, it'll open it up larger here in this iframe. So here's the code for this iframe on the left. Iframe, ID equals TV2, scrolling equals yes, name equals Easy Web Player 3, and end your iframe. Then we go into all of our little tabs, and I told you that the tabs reside, well, they're not tabs, but they're like little thumbnails. All these images reside inside of a field set. You don't have to do that. I just did because I wanted to have a little border around each image. I could have just put a border around the image, but this is how I did it. You don't have to do it this way. You can get rid of the field set, but you do have to have the href link, because that's what gives us the link functionality. But back to the field set, I have field set ID equals small. There's the opening field set tag. Way down here is the closing field set tag. Inside the opening field set tag, we've got our opening link tag, which, like I said, this is very important, or your images won't link anything to this iframe. So href equals box/smile.html. Target equals Easy Web Player 3, because that's what we gave the name of the iframe. We gave it a name of Easy Web Player 3. If I'm not mistaken, target, we can use the ID for that instead of the name. So you know what I'm going to try to do? I am going to get rid of the name being Easy Web Player 3. And I am going to change everywhere that the target says Easy Web Player 3, I'm going to change that target to the ID, which is TV2, and see if we still work or not. Alright, so search Easy Web Player 3, replace, I want to make that empty. I want to click replace all. 27 occurrences were replaced here. And save this. And let's see if I still have my same functionality or if I just broke my code. Oh, I just...
Beauty and the Beast.
Look at that, I just broke my code.
Counts.
Okay. Good to see how to break a code. When you see what you can do to break a code, it just teaches you how to fix it. That's all, not a big deal. Oh. No, I didn't necessarily break it. I just didn't finish the process. I still have to replace what was in the target with something. I can't have target equals an empty string. So let's search that, find target equals an empty string, and we will replace that with target equals TV2, because that's the ID. Alright, let's replace all. So 27 occurrences were replaced. Aha, so now we've got the opening link tag, aref equals box/smile.html, target equals TV2. Now we should be in business. And we're not.
You're doing that in the talent show?
No, we're still broken. Okay. How is that possible? Okay, well, an easy enough fix when you're using Notepad++. Just hit your Control Z. It's like an undo. So now I have the name back to Easy Web Player 3 and the target Easy Web Player 3. The ID I know we're definitely using to stylize, but the name is what we're using to target our HTML, external HTML web pages too. All right, let me see if I fixed it. I hope.
Camping.
There we go.
It was
Okay, I fixed it. So again, we use the iframe's ID attribute to style it and the name attribute to use it as a target. So when we get down here, target equals, it's the name we gave the iframe. All right, back to the field set code. Field set ID equals small. Aref equals box / smile.html. Target equals easy web player 3. Inside that we have the image. IMG source equals box / smile.bmp. Border equals 0. Title equals smiley. This is the ending link tag. And here's the ending field set tag. We do this same pattern for every single one of our books that we want to read. All right. So let's just go on down to the very last one so we can show you how this page is wrapped up. There's the last field set. Field set ID equals small. Aref equals box / Zambolina.html. Target equals easy web player 3, which again is the name that we gave to the iframe. Image src equals box / Zambolina.jpg. So we go in the folder called box in order to grab the particular JPEG that we want to use as the image link. Border equals 0. Title equals Zambolina. The title is when you hover over the image, it pops up. You see how it says Zambolina? What I didn't do for all the rest of these that I still need to do is I didn't give it an appropriate title. I used XXX as like a default thing. So here for the Wonderfall book, if I hover over it, you see XXX, and XXX, you see XXX for all of these except maybe the first one, Smiley, and then everything else. So I have to replace the XXX for all the rest of these and give it the actual title of the book, so that when you hover over these really teeny tiny images, you can't even see what the name of the book is. It's so small. You could at least see what it is with that little pop-up. It's like a little tooltip, and you use the title attribute to make that work. Okay, so we went over the last field set, and the only thing you have to do left is to close up the div, close up the body, close up the HTML, and that's all the code for this page. Very simple. It's not very glamorous at all, but at least I got past the having to hover in and hover out to make it play and not. Here I can actually just click it and change my mind as often as I want to, just to keep going.
camping.
And again, to remind you, the pages that open up in there, let me go to the box and show you an example of airmail.html. This is, each time we click on one of those image links, it's opening up one of these HTML pages in the iframe. So I hit edit with Notepad, and I can also run it in Firefox, again to remind you.
My name is Ora Mae Cotton of Crabapple Orchard.
See, this is the
And last
iframe,
night, somebody
and
stole
this is
my
the
tulip.
external page that opens
I've
up
been
inside
down
of it. And this is the external pages code. HTML head style. The body just has a text align set to center. The image just has a height of 90%. The audio has background color set to blue, display set to inline block, margin 0 pixels, and padding 0 pixels. If you want to change your audio player here, depending on your browser, this is, what browser am I in here? What is this? This is Firefox. Firefox is letting me change the color of my audio player to blue by putting background color blue. If I change background color to green, you could see that it stylizes the audio player to green. See, it's not the brightest green in the world, but at least it's a shade of green. And you could experiment with different colors and see if you like any of them. If you don't, just leave it at its default gray or whatever that may be. See, that's supposed to be red. That's not a very nice looking red. That's kind of a, I don't know, like a purple red. I'm going to go back to blue because I think at least the blue looked nicer. Let's go back to the blue. Yeah, that's better, in my opinion. Alright, so that's that one. Again, we have all these image links that just link to an external HTML page, which opens up in this iframe. And here you just get to click each one. Alright, so that's it for that one.